Hi, I'm Kendall Gardner, and this is a presentation about my semester living and learning in Amman, Jordan on the CIEE Middle East Studies program. This is a photo of me next to the Jordanian flag at the famous Petra archaeological site. Jordan has more to offer than just Petra though, and I can't wait to share with you all of my amazing experiences while living in the Middle East. During my program, I took 18 credit hours. I took 9 hours of Arabic a week, 6 of Modern Standard, that class is pictured here with my amazing professor, Huda, in the middle, and 3 credits of Colloquial Jordanian. I then took International Relations and Diplomacy of the Middle East and Political Structures and Dynamics of the Middle East Regional System, along with an internship. My internship was at USAID to Kamal, a U.S. government-funded project on increasing gender equity in Jordan. At my internship, I usually worked on the nonprofit's annual report. I had the opportunity to attend some amazing workshops on gender-based violence and the Jordanian personal status law. It was so rewarding and necessary to learn about feminism from a non-Western perspective. This was our city tour of downtown Amman that we had during our first weekend. I'm standing between 2 columns at the Citadel, one of the oldest sites in the world. Behind me, you can see the setup of Amman. The city sits on several hills, called jabals, and 7 circles. Maps will do you no good in Amman, as street names aren't used. To get around, you need to learn the colloquial names for the hills and circles. The dish pictured here is called mensef, and it is the national dish in Jordan. Mensef was traditionally eaten by Bedouin tribes, but it is still enjoyed throughout the country for special occasions and just even for normal weeknight dinner. It is a bed of rice with lamb and yogurt sauce and pine nuts on top. You eat it by rolling it into a ball in your hand and flicking it into your mouth. The Dead Sea was a really unique sight, although the water burns your skin and your eyes a lot more than you would think. I may be smiling in this photo, but shortly afterwards, my friends had to wipe my face dry with a towel because I couldn't see a thing with all the salt in my eyes. The Dead Sea is only 40 minutes from Amman, so locals go there often to relax with family and friends. Early in the semester, we took a trip to the Golden Triangle of Jordan, Petra, Wadi Rum, and Aqaba. Pictured here is the treasury, the first sight you see when coming into Petra. It is so breathtaking, winding through the canyons of Petra and coming upon this majestic carved building. Petra truly deserves its ranking as one of the new 7 wonders of the world. I couldn't put together a presentation about Jordan without more pictures of Petra. In this photo, I'm standing in front of the monastery at a famous lookout point in Petra. The hike up this spot was quite long, and in true Jordanian fashion, the sun was beating down on us as we made the climb. The weather in Jordan is predictably dry and hot, though in the winter, it gets cold and wet. This photo was taken during our excursion in the desert of Wadi Rum. Riding a camel is not as easy as it looks. In fact, it hurts pretty bad. I can't imagine how people used to ride them as a necessity and not a choice. The Bedouins are very protective of their camels, as we learned when we accidentally stumbled on a sleeping herd while trying to get a clear view of the desert stars at night. CIE did a great job of taking us on cool trips. This photo was at Mount Nebo, where Moses set his eyes on the Holy Land for the first time, and where he is said to have died. On these trips, my friendships with fellow participants grew a lot stronger, and the best part, they were totally free. These were 2 of my closest friends while in Jordan, Grant and Julia. The religious history, briefly mentioned before, is one of the most amazing parts of Jordan. This is Jesus' baptism site. I am not particularly religious, but I learned a great deal about the birth of the big 3 religions while in Jordan, and how they interact in the modern day. Jordan is a predominantly Muslim country, and Islam plays a large role in daily life there. Speaking of religion, I am Jewish, which proved very interesting in the context of current relations between Jordan and Israel-Palestine. I visited Jerusalem, pictured is Shabbat dinner there with my friends, and I solidified how my political opinions on the issue are not aligned with my cultural identity or most of my friends back at Tulane. Learning in a region with these issues was life-changing as a poli-sci major. Speaking of trips with friends, my side trips really made my semester. Seeing the pyramids was probably one of the most amazing moments of my entire life, and I will never forget it. I became very close with my friend group while traveling together throughout Cairo and Istanbul. We have memories that will hopefully keep us in touch for a lifetime. Pictured is the Hagia Sophia in Istanbul, Turkey, another reminder of the potent religious and political history of the region. The Hagia Sophia has served an important role in both the Orthodox Christian and Muslim communities. In this picture, you can see the Islamic artwork within the building. However, in other parts, there are large and famous mosaics of Jesus Christ. This picture is of us at the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. We planned a trip to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv during our semester. In Jordan, holidays are announced at the last minute, so we actually ended up extending our trip because class was canceled due to the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. We spent the day in Jerusalem and saw large crowds heading to honor him and his birthday at the Dome of the Rock, otherwise known as Temple Mount. Jordan has amazing natural sights, one of which is the Dana Biosphere. My friend group and I visited Dana on another weekend trip, and we utilized the craziness of public transportation in Jordan. We took a combination of small coaster buses and taxis to reach our remote destination, where we hiked and camped for a whole weekend. Jordan is a beautiful country filled with deserts, mountains, forests, olive trees, valleys, and wildlife. There are so many misconceptions about Jordan and America, from all of the camels, to the whole place being filled with sand, to the more ignorant and damaging, like the ones about terrorism. I intend to fully fight these stereotypes now that I'm back in the States, and I know how utterly wrong they are. The best semester in Jordan were the amazing friendships that I was able to make. In this picture, we were celebrating Friendsgiving together. Some of the CIEE students had apartments instead of a homestay, so we gathered at the apartment on Thanksgiving and cooked together to recreate a small taste of home. I can't wait to see my friends again this summer in Washington, D.C. My semester in Jordan was an eye-opening, incredible roller coaster of a semester. I learned so much about the world and my place in it. There were hard moments, but I grew because of them. My perspective on a lot of issues has changed for the better, and I know that I will spend the rest of my life continuing to grow in my perspective of our world. I am anxiously awaiting my return to the Middle East.